Hello, Websy Wongi, here again. Hope you guys are doing well in this crazy time of the year. Happy St. Patrick's, I want to say. I also want to do a video about just some odds and ends of thoughts that I've come up with. Um, just thoughts for a video and stuff. And that is a lot of us, and this is just what I'm feeling with a lot of us. I feel like collectively we're feeling a lot of things at the moment. And I just think it's important to understand that we're not alone. I know I wrote the one song, Never Alone, and it's kind of like cheesy because it's like it's easy to feel like you're alone. It's easy to feel like no one really understands you, but it is the truth. You're never alone. And I just feel like recently, with the friends that I've lost throughout the years, throughout this year, some of them were meant to leave my life. And I am getting to that point of accepting that. It's a difficult pull and tug when you're dealing with people. And it just seems like a lot of people really don't understand where you're coming from, and a lot of people don't understand, what the other person's going through. And sometimes, things seem so unclear on what's really going on. Um, and I just feel like here recently, I've tried to be my authentic self. I try to be everything I feel like I need to be. But I've gotten to that place that it doesn't matter what people think of you at the end of the day. What matters is what you think of yourself. And I think a lot of people are struggling with um, disconnecting themselves from people and their own emotions because they're not really dealing with things the proper way. And I just feel like um, it's important to understand, like I said, it's important to understand you're not alone. And if you need someone to talk to a closest friend that you can trust because it's easy. It's easy to get in this cycle of endless illusions to think that people are going to be there for you and support you, and then when things come up, they're not really there. And something I'm seeing a lot, I don't know if it's just me because I'm on social media a lot, but I see a lot of people put it, and I'm not going to get too much into it, but like, they think they're a good friend. They're always there for people, they're always supportive, but then you're not alone at this. And it's like I recently, one of the friends that unfriended me recently, they were posting about that. And it's like, it's kind of upsetting to me because I feel like we're all going through different journeys in life, but we're all going through mirror of each other. We may be going through different levels of hard things, but none of us are alone at this. And I just want to say, it's easy to get in your problems. It's easy to get into things that aren't really working for you and feeling things out, and your emotions are rising that you think no one really hears you. When, there's no private thoughts. Everyone is connected in some way. It may not be telepathically, some people are, but I just feel like with all these emotions that are raising up, it's important to raise our vibration, whatever that may look like to you. I just feel like a lot of people feel like they're the only ones giving to a situation, or when it comes to relationship, they're the only one that really understands how the relationship works, and they think the other person is not really understanding them when they're clear as day, going through their own struggles. And I just feel like it's important if people aren't getting your message across, or people aren't getting your hints, it's important to distance yourself, but don't come to the place where you feel like, you can't talk. And like for me, I'm not pointing out anybody in disrespect or anything. Everyone goes through the deep diving of their souls sometimes. And I feel like that's what's really happened with me recently is, you know, sometimes you can't talk to people about what's really going on. Sometimes you can't be there 100% for everyone as a collective. And I try the best I can. That's why I do a lot of the tarot readings. That's why, um, when I feel led to do something, I do it because I feel like it could help every one of us because we're all going through this tremendous, ugh, traumatic shift in our life that each and one of us, we're not going through, you know, the same karmic cycles that everyone's going through, but everyone's going through this period where it feels like, old past wounds are being triggered and things are coming to the surface and we really don't know how to deal with it. Like me personally, like I did it a while back where I just feel like with this journey and with the experience that I've gone through recently, it's really tested me in my relationship. It's really tested me on so many levels. Sometimes, and not everyone believes in karmic cycles or not everyone believes in past lives, but I feel like, when it comes to past life, when it comes to karmic cycles, things go around. You know, things that you've done 10 years ago or 2 years ago, it comes around, whether it's good or bad. If you, let's say you did something that you regret, a mistake you regret, well, in turns, not now that it has happened, but like 2 years later or so, it will start popping up. The karmic you deserve, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. And learning to, when it comes to karma, a lot of people want their justice to be served. A lot of people want people to pay. And it's kind of funny because they'll eventually pay. So it's not really something to try to put something in your hands and try to control, manipulate. Because I feel like recently there were a few people I feel like they were trying to manipulate my emotions and stuff. And that's not going to fly. I'm going to send it back to the sender. I don't know. I'm just expressing that because I feel like if you feel like a dark energy or something is coming to you and it's not something you asked for, because recently I had to deal with that. Um, a lot of people want to dark forces and energies, but I just feel like if you know how to work with these energies, you can send it back to the center. If it's not yours, and that's what I'm picking up too, is that a lot of these energies are collective. And it's really hard because I feel a lot of energies sometimes and I'm feeling things. But also, too, I noticed that just because you're feeling something doesn't give you the place to say this is your energy. Because me as a Cancer sign, I feel things tremendously, but um, like my sun is in Cancer, my moon is in Libra, and then my rising sign, like the ascendant sign, is in Pisces. So I feel things tremendously. And it gets really difficult when, recently these emotions start rising. And I asked myself, is this mine or is this from someone else? And I got the right information that it wasn't mine, it was from other people. Um, but that's another story, another time. But what I'm saying is, because one thing I'm noticing about Pisces season is a lot of things can be hit, miss, and run things where you feel like 1 minute you're okay and the next you're not okay. And a lot of it has to do with, our psyche, what's coming out that we need to work on. and really meditate, because I feel like for me personally, meditation has really come in handy when it comes to, if you're overthinking, if you're over analyzing things, if you're over processing things, sometimes you just really need to meditate. And I feel like, that's something that I've been having to do for my third eye, because it's like a lot of times we get these downloads, and if you don't know what downloads